My life with CPS, total mess. I just wish I never would have signed a contract. I just think to myself, I didn't sign anything until 4 months, 2 weeks, and 5 days. That's how long it took for me to sign. But if I would have never signed, and if I would have insisted on having that doctor who picked up the phone, her name is Del P. Reisner at Swedish Hospital, and Christy Stewart, now Whitman, at Swedish Hospital, if I would have just confronted them in court and had all my witnesses lined up in court, which I did, because that was the first thing I had to do. They confiscated my daughter, basically because she had Percodan in her system, and it was the drugs the doctor gave to me. She called CPS and said I was on drugs, but I brought in all the paperwork to court showing she was the one who gave me the drugs to begin with. She gave me a couple other medications which caused high blood pressure and diabetes, so my child was born with the shakes. The only reason they delivered my child 7 weeks early to begin with was because I refused to take any more physical tests, which are high-risk tests that could have caused me to have a miscarriage. And at the same time, refused to take the drugs because it caused constipation, high blood pressure, diabetes, sleeplessness. And so I feel that I wanted that doctor to go ahead and tell the court what she told the CPS, which was written in a report, basically saying that my life could not be true. And then I wanted the people that have lived my life with me, my whole entire life, to come to court, sit there and tell them, hey, I was there. So you cannot tell us that things did not occur in my life because they were there. So you can't tell them that it never happened. Because for one reason, I didn't know this doctor. This doctor did not know me. She had not lived my life with me. So how would you know? Unless she is a psychic, unless she lived across the street from me or lived in my household. Then how would you know someone's life? She asked me questions. I told her the truth. She wrote down I was delusional. So I had at least a dozen witnesses ready to come to court to verify my life. The biggest mistake I made was signing anything. I wish that I had not signed. I had a lawyer. His name was Adam Shapiro. My husband had a lawyer. Her name was Marie McKee. And they would not allow us to get one lawyer together for the two of us. They refused to allow us to do that. When we went to court, the only thing I can think of was all the wonderful holidays that we should have spent together as a family. And I thought, wow, we're missing out so much. My husband was the first one that signed. And it took him 4 days to talk me into signing. I did reluctantly signed, but I was basically told by Adam Shapiro that it was going to be over in 6 months. I said, wow, I'll have to put things off for 6 months because they keep coming to my house. They keep visiting us. They won't leave us alone. So I felt like, okay, let's go ahead and do this, because we had just missed Valentine's Day. We had just missed Easter with our child. We wanted to enjoy June 10th, which was a barbecue, and we wanted to enjoy 4th of July with our daughter. And all these beautiful holidays that were coming up, we wanted to spend that time with our daughter. But there were a lot of times when me and my husband and my daughter were like at the park, or we were taking a walk at the beach, and it was like, we got to get home because we have someone from CASA, a woman named Michelle Clark, coming over to our house. And so we have to stop doing what we're doing to make our way home. Because if we don't meet up with these CPS people, if we do not meet up with these CASA people, then they're going to come back and they're going to take our daughter. So we made the effort to be home. I counted down from 6 months to 5 months to 4 months. And at this time I'm thinking, oh my goodness, 4 months left and these people are going to be gone. And then 3 months and then 2 months, and I got down to the last week and I was counting down 7 more days. They're going to be gone. They're going to leave us alone. We can move on with our lives. We can go on with our goals. We can make our plans. Well, they said, no, we're going to hang out with you guys longer. And if we do not get the opportunity to do this, we're going to take your child. And I'm thinking, why are you doing this to us? And I kept calling the doctor, Dale P. Reisner. It's a woman. She's got a man's name, but you know, she's kind of like a coward. She's one of those people that make trouble for people, and then she walks away. She won't talk to us about anything that she has done. The only thing she knows how to do is file restraining orders and get her lawyers to take care of everything. And you know, but the thing is, she doesn't want to confront us. She doesn't want to answer any questions. But in her notes to CPS, she said that she thinks that CPS should follow us around as a family. And I'm thinking to myself, whoa, why do you want them to follow us around, but yet you're too chicken to talk to us? And I think the reason was because, okay, I had my name changed in 2000, but I met this doctor in 1999. It was May the 19th, and I had a different name, and at that time I was having a miscarriage because I was with a guy named Clifford Timmons, and I was pregnant, and I had a little daughter. Her name was Stelina Gia Kelly Timmons, and I had a miscarriage at 1:05 in the morning, a breech birth. The baby did die, and she delivered the child, and this is the first time I met Del P. Reisner. So I held my daughter, and I said goodbye to her, and I said I loved her, and about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I think it was about 2:30 or so, she was telling me to check out of the hospital the same day at 11 o'clock. And I thought to myself, I just had a miscarriage like 8 hours ago. Can you at least give me 24 hours so that way I can have all the items from the party that I had for gifts for that child, you know, put into storage, take out the crib, take out, you know, the bottles and the diapers and everything that was in my living room. Give me 24 hours to at least have all that stuff taken out. By the way, I'm running a fever of 102. I just lost a child. Can you at least give me 24 hours? I'm fully covered medically. So I need 24 hours to at least get things arranged. Well, she's like, I insist you leave the hospital. You'll be just fine. Leave. So at 11 o'clock the same day, 9 hours and 55 minutes after giving birth and losing the child to death, I left the hospital. I filed a complaint with Patients Relations, and they did talk to her. And that was the first complaint this woman had ever had on her records. And, you know, I just basically kind of kept my distance. I know that I could not carry any child to term without an operation called a cerclage. 3 years, 5 months, 4 days, I came back because I was pregnant again. I came in strictly for an operation to have the cerclage put in for my daughter, whose name is Lola Rain Justina Loganberry. Fire oven. But anyway, she's a beautiful girl. And I came to have the operation done. And this doctor, all of a sudden I see her again. I have a different name. She asked me why I got my name changed. I basically told her why.